whatever text that is contained in your page. So this H1 tag is the highest font size tag which you can use according to the requirements. So we have H1 to H6, and H1 is the largest font. H2, H3, H4, H5 according to your. So see an example of how these tags actually appear in our browsers. So now moving on to the next one. Says accordingly H2, H3, H4 and H6 is the last one. We have also seen the example of the block codes which has some generally we use it for a specific purpose to highlight some content in our web page. Okay. Font styles and sizes. Font styles, we can give different types of styles like italic tag, bold tag, big, small. Okay. You can get a few more tags from your textbook as well as w3schools.com. You can get a number of tags. Seen like 3 big tags, 1 italic tag, 1 break tag with appropriate closing and ending. So how they actually behave. So this is the output. The slate input lies completely in the string. So this is an example how it. I hope like everyone might have practiced this and understood the differences. So these tags are not affected if they appear kind of block code. So even they are inserted inside another tag or kind of a nested thing. Also, the particular styles doesn't change. We have also seen the subscript and superscript concept. Subscript is like a like you can access some formulas, right? You can see like a H2O or a superscript like component value x square kind of. So for these two things we can use this superscript and subscript. We have also discussed about inline versus block element. So inline element it actually occupies the portion of the content which is written inside the tag. Okay. It is not completely occupying the whole web browser. Even though the content is not occupying the whole web browser, it will occupy. It will show the particular color of the line that mentions like it occupies the entire browser screen. You can also understand about different entities we have used for less than, greater than, ampersand, and NBSP non-breaking space also we have seen in another example. So I'll just try to open that example once again. So yesterday's class we have also discussed about the box model. That is very important concept. You can see on the right hand side. This is your content, and we shall give some border also. So element.style is whatever line we have highlighted here, right? I mean whatever we have mouse over on the block code. For that particular block code, if you want to change the style instantly and check on the right hand side, you can take this element.style and you can mark the colors like border, 5 pixels, solid, red. Okay. So this is the border. This is a CSS attribute. We shall discuss about this in the coming classes. So for now, you can select. So this is a border. Let us try to have some padding as well. Adding 4 pixels. So like 4 sides. Top, right, bottom, left of this event, top portion, right portion, bottom portion and left portion. We are giving padding 4 pixels, equal 4 pixels. Okay. See, this is your content. This is a block code thing. This is your content. and padding is 4 pixels. You can see a very light grayish color here. Okay, I'll just try to increase the padding so that it can be visible to you. Let us make it 10 pixels now. Okay, 14 pixels. See here, this is your content, and between the red border and your content. So for content also I'll try to give some background color. Okay, so I'll make it as yellow. Here, this is your content. The blue portion, whatever you are seeing, right, this is your content. And the padding is also covered with the pink color. Now you can see the padding, right? There is some space between the border and the content blue color. Okay. So this is your padding of 14 pixels around top, right, bottom and left. Okay. Outside your border, which is 25 pixels on the top, 40 on right, 25 on bottom and 40 on left. Border is equal 5, 5, 5 and 5. Like instead of giving 5 4 times, we have just, like for example, you can see the padding is 14 pixels, right? Top and right, bottom and left. So this is basically the syntax, like this is top padding, right padding, bottom padding and left padding. So always whenever you give a space, either for padding or margin, it will show, like here I'm also giving the margin attribute, some 9 pixels, 9 pixels, 9 pixels. Okay. Outside margin, it got reduced to 9 pixels. The margin is a space outside your border is 9 top, 9 right. So if you, like based on your requirement in your web page, if you want to have, okay, I need my top margin as 19 pixel. See here, you can see the difference. So you got a large space above your border on the top portion, that is 19 pixels. Right, you have bottom, you have 9 and left you have 9. Okay. So this is how basically a box model works, and this is very important in developing your web page, because you want to properly align the content of your web page. You have to make sure that your content has a proper padding, border, margin. Okay. Some div example also here. Div, I mean like inline and block level element. Now see, here we have div tag, which is a block level element. The default styling on the right side, you can see user agent style sheet, which is nothing but by default this div tag is a block element. Okay. And this is a span tag, and it occupies only the portion of the content. That particular portion is occupied in a web browser, whereas div, it occupies the entire row of your web browser. It will not allow other element to have it beside it. Okay, we can make this block level element as inline based on our requirements that we shall see in the further classes. Okay. So as per our PPT, yeah, we were discussing about the horizontal line as well. You can just give HR, then you can get a horizontal line. HR tag. Break tag means it will move to a new line. You got an underline right below the div element. So this is the HR tag. Okay, similarly practice a break tag. We have also seen the image attribute from w3schools.com. Let us come back to the PPT. And elements, when you hover on each and every element, you can change the styles to observe, like you can change the element dot style temporarily to observe the changes which are required, and you can copy that in your CSS file. Okay. This is an example of the images. This is your comment section, initially the first line, and it takes the XML namespace. You have a title, we have certain header tags and a B tag, break tags. So image SRC, whatever image that is in your local desktop, I mean like that is your local machine, or it can be a online URL as well. You have an alt tag, picture of CNR 210. So this alt tag is generally useful for enabling the screen readers, and for a visually challenged people, it can read out certain messages saying like what is the description of the image. And we have a title tag as well. It's not present in the example, but you can give like kind of title. So on over, actually you can understand like what is the image about. If you have written plain, so then you can like when you hover on the particular image, you can see the particular text. So basically how your HTML page should appear is like it should have a root element HTML. So above that we should have a doc type which specifies like which version of HTML you are using, and it is mandatory to use a doc type so that the page will be rendered appropriately without losing any data or causing any inconvenience. You will have a title tag which specifies the whole web page is what about, and then comes the body tag. Within the body tag you can have all your HTML tags written here. So we have like different HTML tags. Till now we have discussed about H1 to H6 header tags, div tag, span tag, paragraph tag, italic tag, bold tag, div tag, small tag. Okay, so these are the tags we have discussed, and additional tags you can get it from w3schools.com. Okay, image tag we have discussed. So it has to be appropriately closed by using the closing tags. So even the page can be rendered even if you do not close the tags also, but it's a recommended or it's a standard coding practices you have to follow. So this is the output. Here you can see the image. Yesterday we were discussing about the hypertext links. So what does the hypertext do? Basically it's a underlined text with some blue colored text. On click of it you can navigate to different pages. Okay, a link is specified with a H1. As image SRC, we have the same syntax as anchor A with href is the address of the page. It can be a relative address or an absolute address. Relative address is your local desktop, let's see desktop users /images, and that you can have a .png or .jpg, and whereas absolute address is like http://www.something.com kind of absolute address. So you can either use relative addressing or absolute addressing. Okay. So the content of the A is the visual link in the document. And if the target is a whole document, not one in which the link appears. The target need to be specified in the target document as being the target. So here we have certain attributes in anchor. Okay. Easier to maintain and more portable than absolute addressing. So mostly you will be developing your pages using the relative images or which are present in your desktop. Okay. On to the I'll be like sharing www.moocs.com so that you can see the real-time examples. Okay, so when you want to navigate from one page to the other pages, most of the time when you browse to the internet, you'll always use the links to navigate, right? If you want to check your results online also, you'll be clicking on your results link, which will take you to the respective pages. So like how do we develop this links? You can understand here. HTML links and hyperlinks. You can click on the link and jump to another document. For example, it can be a page navigation as well as you can navigate to different portions of your existing web page. Okay, here we have two types of navigation. That is, you can move from one page to another page, or you can move from one portion of your document to another portion. As we have discussed yesterday, like for example, you are browsing through your internet for getting some information about your favorite products like Flipkart.com and all. So you have navigated through some certain, you have just navigated through some portion of your document. Okay, you find the top button and the bottom button on your right hand side. So when you want to go from the existing portion where you are to the top of the page, you just click on that particular link and you can easily navigate. Okay. So that how it is possible, we can understand it now. Anchor tag, when you actually hover on it, you can see a hand kind of symbol that is achieved using the particular tag in CSS. Okay, that I'll explain you. Here, note like a link does not have to be a text, it can be image or any other HTML element. So it's not always mandatory to have text within the anchor tag. You can embed an image as well. So on clicking on that image also, you can navigate to the respective pages. Okay. So here is the syntax. Anchor tag, you have to open your anchor tag like this. On left the angular brace A href is equal to your URL address. It can be a relative URL or it can be an absolute URL. The relative URL is your local and absolute address is your online URL. Like HTTP, you can see here, this is an absolute URL. So this we can try out. Okay, this is your absolute URL. When you click on this particular link, you can get the output here. See, you can observe certain differences, like by default anchor tag will have an underline with blue color initially. Okay, you can remove the underline as well. Okay, like you have to use a style tag. I mean, you can use an inline style and make the text decoration none. Using that, you can remove this underline. So that we'll discuss in a CSS classes. Okay. The href attribute. So attribute, they have understood certain attributes like class attribute, href attribute, src is an attribute. Okay. Specify the destination address of the link. So here this is your destination address and the link text is a visible part. So this part, whatever you are viewing, right, which has an underline, is the text containing the anchor tag. So when we click on the particular thing, we will go to the specified address. So without a forward slash on subfolder address, you might generate two requests to server. Many servers will automatically add a forward slash to the address and then create a w3schools.com/html. Even if you do not give a slash there, sometimes it automatically happens and gets you to the respective pages. Okay. So this is a local link, that is your ASP page or any kind of HTML or ASP. So this is your local address, and the absolute is your HTTP thing. That is your related thing. So HTML link colors, by default a link will appear like this in all the browsers. So by default you can see a blue color, like an unvisited link is underlined and blue. Okay, a visited link is underlined and purple. So whatever link you have clicked on and went there, it will have a particular purple color. An active link is underlined and red color, where is with the help of an example. So a colon link. Okay, these are the different kinds of styles we have for an anchor tag. You can try this out. Okay, try changing the colors and understand them. It will be pink color, so we have already listed. See, it's becoming over color is red. You have given over red, link, visited, over active. Okay, now I'm going to click it. So the instant I tried to click it, you can see an yellow color. See, yellow color has come and now a blue page has come, right? So that is what it's an active color, red color. It means by default you don't have any underline, right? So this is because of your text decoration. So now I have just commented it, or if I can remove it like this, I have saved it. You can see an underline, right? So if you use this decoration, that underline can be removed. So just try it out while doing examples. The target attribute specifies where to open the linked document. So you have clicked on your particular href URL. So now where it should open, that we can decide. Like for example, that document can open in a new window or a tab. Okay, see here, these are the descriptions about the different target attributes. If we give underscore blank, that opens a linked document, that is your http colon w3 schools. If you want to open a particular page in a new window or a tab, then we have to use blank. Underscore self opens a linked document in the same window or the tab as it was linked. So this is like default behavior. Okay, and underscore parent open the linked document in the parent frame. So this is your top frame. Open the linked document in the full body of the window, and the frame name opens a linked document in the name frame. So this we can see, understand with the help of an example. So here we have an anchor, we have an href here. Target is underscore blank. Okay, when you click on this, what will it? So now we have gone to an entirely new page, new window or a tab. Okay. Self is a default thing. Sorry, I have forgot to say this. So self is again a default thing which will be here like the previous thing. Okay. In the earlier examples we have seen that when we click it here, within the same tab itself, this page got open but not in a new tab. So this is your self. There is some tip here. If your web page is locked in a frame, you can use target underscore doc to break out of the frame. So in our further classes, we will learn about the frames and concepts, which is very important. We have a lab exercise on it. Like for example, in your web page, see for example this is your web page, right? On the left portion, you have these links. On your top portion, you have the navigation items. So this is your content portion, right? Whatever you are seeing. When I click on this element on my left portion, so consider these are the three frames: top frame, left frame, and the content frame. So when I'm clicking on this particular things, the page is getting loaded on my right side, right? So this can be achieved. So this is an anchor, you click it. So there is some portion specified, so where it has to particularly load, so that you can understand well in your frames concept. Okay. So now move on to the image as a link. So here the underscore top and underscore parent, that we shall do some examples. Okay. Good. So you can see a hand symbol, right? When I hover on it. Okay. This is called cursor pointer style in CSS. Okay. Then you give the stylus cursor pointer. You can see it. So we'll discuss about it in CSS class as well. Now I'm just clicking on the particular smiley, and here the page got loaded. Okay. So this is the syntax how you write. So here you can specify the particular URL. href is w3schools.com or default.asp means according to the website. This will go redirect to the w3schools.com, and this is your image tag, which is written inside your anchor tag. So image is behaving like an anchor. So when you click on the particular image, so it will redirect to the href link. Okay. So particular syntax. HTML links create a bookmark. So HTML bookmarks are used to allow the readers to jump to specific parts of the web page. So until now we have seen the absolute, like we have seen the navigation to different tabs on same individual tab, within the same window. So now we are going to understand about the movement from one portion of the page to the other portion. Okay. So this is an example. So useful tips section. So this is your header portion. It has some ID. ID is nothing but again an attribute of the CSS. In CSS we have class ID. Okay. For this tips in CSS file we can have some styling written, so that can be applied in your HTML page. So first create a bookmark with the ID attribute. So h2 has an ID attribute. Then add a link to a bookmark. Useful tips section from within the same page. Now, ID is always represented by hash, and class is always represented by dot. Okay, so this is an ID, right? So when I click on visit the useful links tips section, I want to go to the particular section. Okay, this is your h2 is your section. This is your link. So how do you actually relate these two things? So this is your href and this is your link. So I have given hash tips. By matching these tips with the tips in the header, when I click on this, it will go to the respective section. Okay. Let us see some example. See here. We have jump to chapter 4. This is hash C4. Where is your C4 ID? Here. H2 ID is equal to C4. When you click on the particular jump to chapter 4, it will jump to your H2, which is having the ID as C4. Okay. These are your different header tags. So now these are like different portions of your web page. H2 is chapter 4, H2 again chapter 5. So you have 10 chapters. You want to go to chapter number 4. Okay. You click on the chapter number 4. So H1 will be your hash C4 and to which it has to navigate should have the ID as C4. Okay. I clicked on Jntuk Moocs. So here we are. Okay. This chapter explains. So we can also make it as this is about chapter 4. Okay, I'm clicking on this chapter 4. So this is about the chapter 4. Okay. So here you have to remember two things. One is the URL and other is the portion of the page to which you want to navigate. Okay. That URL should have an address of the chapter 4 or what chapter you want to navigate. The address is nothing but the ID of your chapter 4. Okay. It has to be prepended with the hash symbol. Okay. So now we have clearly seen two types of navigation. One is navigating to different portions of the same web page, and the other thing is moving to different web, like different windows or tabs. So this is about the external path, which we have already seen absolutely, and this is your relative path. Okay, this is a chapter summary where you can understand like use the anchor tag to define a link. Okay, href is an attribute which tells like where you have to actually navigate, and you have a target attribute. Okay, this specifies like it has to be a within the same browser ID where you want to actually move. Okay, you can practice some exercises. Do all these exercises. Okay. This is same as your editor, which gives you an instant output on the right hand side. If you are facing any difficulty, you can click for hint, but don't try to go to hint as of now. Try to practice it, and also delete all the portion on the left hand side and try to write your own code using. Sorry, this is your answer. Using some doc type things and your HTMLs and the header and all. Okay. So this is all about your error links. So here itself we shall just go to the images as well. So images also we have gone through the steps. Image syntax, alt. This we call it as an inline style in CSS. So here itself we are specifying some style for this particular line only. Then we call it as inline style. Width, you can give some 10 pixels, height you can give some 50 pixels, okay. This is a description about the alt attribute, provides an alternate text for an image. So it tells about what is the image, and if the user for some reason cannot view it because of the slow internet connection, an error in the SRC attribute, or if the user uses a screen reader. So here I want to repeat it once again. This particular alt attribute will help out to read the text and by using the screen reader software for a visually challenged people when they are actually navigating through the different tabs of your web browser. And one more thing, when your internet connection is slow or there is some error in loading the image, in that case also you can see right the image will not be loaded but a small text, alternate text, I mean like okay, so as the image is loading, then we can understand by seeing the particular text. And like you can also see a title tag. Okay, title tag is the, when you hover on it you can see the title of the image. And the screen reader is a software program that reads the HTML code, converts the text and allows user to listen to the content. Screen readers are useful for people who are blind, visually impaired or learning disabled. Okay, as we discussed, so this is your image width and height attributes. Okay, now here above we have seen an inline style, right? So within the same line, we are and height are nothing but the styles of the styles we can give. Like that, we have another style called as internal or internal styles. In the head section, you can use the style tag, proper opening and closing of the style tag. For this image, you have given width as 100%, so it will occupy the entire portion of the space. But inline style will have more preference like when compared with the internal style or external style. So this style will appear. For example, you have an internal style as green color, and you have also given a color as a red color here. Wait, let me show it. So 100% you have given here. So this is the internal style you have given 128, 128. So this is the output, okay. When you give the inline style, it is taking more preference, but it will not take this style, okay. Inline will be applied and the output is here. Now in the below tag, we haven't used any inline style. You can actually, this is normal attributes width and height. So what happens here? So it is taking the style of the internal style here. Width is equal to 100%. So this is how your output for whatever portion it is occupying the entire portion of the space. So this is the basic difference between an internal and an external style. Okay. Sorry, internal and an inline style. External style is to like kind of append the tag in your header section only. You will have some syntax here. Like you don't write like this. You will have some link RDL. You have some syntax where you will append, when you will have a .css file, .html. You have a .css file that you can add here in your header section. That is your external style. So I'm just referring to the PPT here, mistake concepts. And H1 ID, so which portion you want to navigate. When you click on what about baskets, it will go to the related F1 H1, okay. If the target is in a different document, the document reference must be included. Here, for example, if your anchor tag and your H1 are in the same page, same window, then you can use directly like this. Or if you are using anchor tag in one page and this header is in some other HTML, external HTML, in that case you should write the HTML. For example, if you have the portion of the page that you want to navigate is within the same page. For example, you have the link in one page marker. If type is 1, what happens? Type is capital A, what happens? Type is small a, what happens? Type is capital I and small I. So see here the output. Type is equal to 1. You will get the numbers. Type is equal to capital A. You will get the capital letters. Type is equal to small a. You will get the small letters. Type is equal to I. See, expect what? You will get the Roman numbers. Okay. So in order list, you can follow capital letters, small letters, Roman numbers, and normal numbers. And in unordered list, you can have circle, you can have disk. Okay. You can either have a none also, and it will not have anything. So this is all about the list. Okay. Capital Roman numbers, small Roman numbers also, lowercase and uppercase, it will differ. Okay. Change the bullet point to other symbols. Yeah, we have already done, right? We can change using the circle, disk, and so whatever attributes that are specified here only you can change. Okay, you can make it, we cannot make it custom. So whatever this link has, you can make all those types. Is that fine? No custom types clearly, only what is specified in this list that you can make it. You can try it out actually. You can try it out making some other numbers and try to see the outputs. Try to experiment, okay? Explore the things. And just let me know if you find anything new. And that's the description of each term, okay? These are generally useful for describing any item or a list, if you can see here. So, DL tag defines the description list, DD tag defines the term or name, and DD tag describes each item, okay? Tag, you have a description list, you have a name, you have a description, okay? So here, you have a list, okay? For example, list of names in your class, and for each name you want to give some description, okay? Term is coffee, you want to describe it. It's black, hot drink, okay? This is your term, this is your keyword, and this is your data description, DD data description, data term. And this is your entire list, data list, okay? I hope this is very pretty clear. Data term is your keyword, or okay, this is some X. He's very good at engineering. Some Y, he is good at medicine. Kind of description about the different names. That is your data term, okay? Term or name, okay? So nested HTML list, we have already seen this, yeah? Inside a UL you can write a OL, inside a OL you can write a UL, okay? This concept I want to explicitly explain to you in the next class, horizontal list. So except this concept, remaining all concepts you can practice, okay? Just get back with questions in our next class. Different types of forms that we are going into the server and the frames concept as well, okay?